Mr. Pabrai, thank you for joining us today. Can you speak a little bit about your portfolio construction? So, how many positions? What's the largest position? What's the shortest position? How much cash do you hold? That sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, not what the.
Yeah, so typically, this has gone through a little bit of change over time for me. But when I first started, I used to run what I would call a 10 by 10 portfolio, where if I made a bet, it would be at 10% of assets. And I was looking to have kind of like a 10 stock portfolio if I got fully invested. And then in my shell shock state after the financial crisis, I uh, I changed that to we were seeing so many ideas, such a large number of ideas come through that I went to investing in baskets. Like there was a commodities basket that made sense because we had just such a wide range of companies that were so mispriced. And so at that point, I changed to having 2%, 5%, and 10% positions, where 2% would be either an asymmetric bet where there was a huge upside, but also a somewhat elevated downside, kind of like the Freddie Fannie preferreds, if you will. 5% would be more, uh, where there was a good amount of conviction, and 10% would be where absolutely felt like this was a serious idea and had to put the maximum amount. So the maximum we invest at any given time is 10% of assets. Um, so far, we have not trimmed a position because it has grown in size. Because I don't want to cut the flowers and water the weeds. I'd rather water the flowers and cut the weeds. And so we have some positions that have become a much larger portion of the portfolio because they've appreciated and such, and that's perfectly fine. And so my preference is always like the 10%, but we'll do 5%, and sometimes we'll do 2%. And cash basically is that, the idea is that the first 75% of the portfolio gets invested in doubles, where we see at least a 2x possibility. Then the next 10% focus on triples. Then maybe the next 10% on 4x's, and the last 5% as 5x's. So that's typically how, basically, the idea is that as you get more compelling ideas, you're willing to go deeper into. So, for example, during the financial crisis, at the absolute depths of the financial crisis, it would make no sense to hold cash. You really want to get to fully invested at that point because you've just got pretty much the best possible playing field to put money to work. And subsequently, as those positions get sold off or get full price, then your cash will build up again and so on. So that's basically how we try to run that.